I've been convinced in my private practice, caring for thousands of patients with ocular surface disease and dry eye, that nutritional supplementation is a key component of their road to recovery and control of the disease. However, the literature is severely lacking in controlled clinical trials, and we chose to create and very carefully design a prospective randomized multi-center placebo-controlled trial looking at a commercially available preparation, HydroEye, which contains GLA and omega-3s.
The HydroEye clinical trial was a multi-center randomized double-masked clinical study that compared the effect of a nutritional supplement containing healthy fatty acids with an inert placebo in patients experiencing dry eye. The study evaluated the effect of those on irritation symptoms, the health of the surface of the eye using some diagnostic dyes, several inflammatory markers, and also an instrument that looked at the smoothness of the patient's cornea.
We examined for a period of 6 months 38 women who were postmenopausal. This is the sweet spot of the dry eye population. Women represent the vast majority of dry eye patients. We looked at important clinical signs and symptoms of dry eye disease, as well as scientific biochemical markers. The conclusions of the study were very significant. They showed improvements in signs and symptoms and biochemical markers, as well as a smoothing of the ocular surface. Statistical significance in a dry eye study is a remarkable achievement, especially considering the extreme difficulty that many very well-regarded pharmaceutical companies have had in bringing a prescription dry eye product to the market. This makes our data even more convincing. This was a prospective, randomized, multi-center, placebo-controlled trial, as would be any FDA registration clinical study.
There were several findings in the HydroEye trial that surprised me. One is that we were able to show significant improvements in a number of different parameters in a very small sample group, at only 38 patients. The second thing is that we saw improvement in irritation symptoms within 3 months. And the third is that in the placebo group, they actually got worse over the 6-month study period, and HydroEye prevented that worsening. The HydroEye clinical trial found an improvement in inflammation on the surface of the eye. That finding should translate to improvement in all types of dry eye, since inflammation is really a common thread in all types of dry eye.
There's a wide variety of literature, not necessarily peer review, regarding a host of dry eye products. They're primarily based on signs and symptoms. We've added to this significantly. We've looked at biochemical surface markers of inflammation, as well as the changes in topography on the surface of the eye, which indicate clarity of vision.
Before the HydroEye clinical trial, there was a lack of good evidence that nutritional supplements were beneficial for treating dry eye. The HydroEye clinical trial provides excellent evidence that a balanced supplement can improve both signs and symptoms of dry eye. Doctors can prescribe HydroEye with even more confidence in their patients with dry eye.
Nutritional therapy with HydroEye has many, many advantages. Not only is it effective, but it is extremely safe. Other oral agents used for dry eye therapy, such as secretagogues, have a host of systemic side effects, such as severe stomachache. Oral antibiotics, such as doxycycline, have gastrointestinal side effects, sunburn problems, and difficulties in forming the dentition in younger patients. Topical therapies are often difficult for patients to maintain, and many drops create stinging and irritation and allergic reactions. So given all those parameters, oral therapy with HydroEye is amongst the most safe and well tolerated, as well as one of the most cost-effective of all dry eye therapies.
I feel that HydroEye should really become a part of the treatment regimen for dry eye. It's a effective, natural anti-inflammatory therapy that can be continued for long periods and has an outstanding safety profile.
Based upon the findings of our clinical trial, as well as my own personal clinical impressions, I recommend HydroEye to all my patients who have ocular surface disease. The acceptance and the results have been a delight to my patients.